Good morning, good day, and good evening. Welcome to another episode of the PRASODCAST podcast with your hosts, brothers Steven and Sheldon. And today's topic is hits on hits. And what we mean by that is we're going to be opening up some stacks, including 3 Destined Rivals packs and a Temporal Forces pack. But we will also be covering UFC 319.
If you're only interested in opening up the Poke parts, you can skip to this time stamp. But if you want to chill with us, that's cool too, because we'll be covering Hamza Chimaev versus
Dricus Duplessis. So please stay tuned.
So we know that there's a lot of good fights on the prelims, but for the purpose of the video, we're just going to talk about the main card. Starting up, we got Kyle Sakura versus Tim Elliott.
In the flyweight bout, Tim Elliott represents the USA with a 21 win, 13 loss, and 1 tie record. He recently won his last fight. Kai Asakura has a 21 win, 5 loss. His last loss was to Pantoja. Sheldon, can you give a little bit of your insights on this fight?
Yeah, in terms of picks, we're going to go with Kyle Sakura. We think he's great.
Yep.
Although he's fighting, or was fighting from Ryzen and made his debut in the UFC against Alexander Pantoja, which is a debate to be the greatest flyweight of all time next to Demetrius Johnson. That's a big fight, big main event, first fight. We're going to say that for that fight, he had the octagon jitters, even though he performed very well. Tim Elliott is a veteran in the game. He brings a lot of experience. He's a great fighter, well-rounded. And some would say that his well-roundedness would beat a specialist like Kai Sakura. In today's day of mixed martial arts, not everyone is like an Alex Pereira that can have one specialty and run to the title with it, especially in the flyweight division where they're very, very well-rounded.
Yeah.
It's killer's row. But we believe that Kai Sakura's explosiveness and his high fight pace ability will give him the win.
Awesome. Yeah. No, thank you for your insights, sir. So, Jared Cannonier represents the USA with a 18 win, 8 loss record. He beat Rodriguez in his last fight. Michael Page represents England. He's coming off a 23 win, 3 loss record. He won actually his last fight against Magomedov.
Yeah, he won against Shara Bullet. Yeah, Magomedov. It was a great fight. And for purpose of picks again, I know we're picking favorites. I'm going to go with MVP, man. He's special. His stand-up game is so elite. That point-based karate style is so hard to beat. If Jared does not take him down, he will lose this fight. I find it highly unlikely that he will catch MVP, especially if a lot of other fighters like Shara Bullet couldn't do it. Ian Gary couldn't do it. These high-level strikers. But don't get me wrong. If the Killer Gorilla lands a good strike, he will knock him out.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like my brain is saying Michael Page,
Yeah.
but my heart is saying Jared Cannonier.
Oh, your heart's saying Jared Cannonier. You want Jared Cannonier to win?
Yeah, kind of.
He's
kind
cool.
of.
He's
kind of
really cool. I really like him. But something special about MVP and the way he mixes up his style. It's very like Stephen Wonderboy Thompson with that.
Yes. One of my favorite fighters.
Yeah, because he's amazing. With that point-based karate style, which isn't a lot in MMA as people would like to see. I know the hands are down a lot, but something about MVP that makes his work is when his hands are down, he likes to widen up his feet. It confuses the distance a lot.
Yep.
Like if Jared Kennedy were to throw a jab and an overhand right after that, MVP will be long gone by the time that overhand comes through. If Jared tries to leg kick him, MVP says that he has adapted his style, that if he sees that coming, he's going to hurt you in some sort of way. So we're going to go with MVP.
Or Jared Kennedy.
We love you, Jared. So for the next fight, we got Carlos Prates versus Jeff Panda Steel Neal. And thank you, USP, for rebooking this fight because it's going to be a banger.
Jeff Neal, representing the USA, is coming off a 16 win, 6 loss record. He did win his last fight. Carlos Prates, representing Brazil, is coming off a 21 win, 7 loss record, and he did lose his last fight.
He did fight Ian Gary last fight. Ian Gary being such a well-rounded fighter, especially nowadays. It showed Carlos Prates had a lot of heart. In the last round, he displayed exceptional talent. In general, Carlos Prates is a knockout artist. He is incredible on the feet. If you have your hands down, he will put you to sleep. Jeff Neal, giving Shavkat Rakhmonov one of his hardest fights. He's an incredible talent as well. He does remind me of... Carlos Prates does remind me of a younger Jeff Neal who is so exceptionally talented in the boxing. Jeff Neal has incredible boxing, even till date. Hands are always up, jab is always straight. Everything is exactly where it needs to be, especially when it comes back. Carlos Prates has a heavy challenge on his hands, especially with a veteran like Jeff Neal. The only thing that I think that would keep Jeff Neal a little bit lower on the spectrum is fight mileage. Age. Carlos Prates is hungry. He's ready to go. He's with the Fight Nerds, an exceptional team. People like Marissa Rufi and Kyle Baharo, who are incredible fighters. He has an amazing team behind him. I don't really know who Jeff Neal trains with. Feel free to correct me in the comments. But for the purpose of this fight, we're going to go with youth. We're going to go with
Carlos Prates. The co-main event, which will also be headlining UFC 319, will be the featherweight bout between Lerone Murphy and Aaron Pico. Lerone Murphy, coming from England, has a 16-win and 1-tie record. He, I believe, won against Emmett in his last fight. He'll be versing Aaron Pico, who I believe is making his debut in the UFC.
Yes.
Representing the USA, he has a 13-win, 4-loss record. Sheldon, would you like to give your insight, sir?
It's a tough fight, man. It's a really tough fight.
Yeah, because it's never been done in the UFC.
The problem with the UFC, I feel, is like Aaron Pico is an exceptional talent. He's amazing. But anytime they get these Bellator fighters or PFL fighters, they give them pretty decent contracts and they have them headline cards right away.
Yeah.
Throwing them to the wolves, right?
Yeah.
Fighting in the UFC is a totally different beast.
Like Mike Chandler.
Like Michael Chandler. Like, for example, did you see the press conference today?
I did.
Although Aaron Pico dressed really well, you could tell that being on that stage in front of that many people was something that he was not
expecting. Yeah.
And Lerone Murphy looked like this was his home.
And Chicago crowd, they're a very passionate crowd. We'll talk about that a little bit later for the main event.
Exactly. So just like Patricio Pitbull lost his fight, and he was a long time waited UFC guy he's a Bellator guy, but we were waiting for him in the UFC for so long. And when he did come, he looked like he was a deer stuck in headlights for the first couple minutes of the fight against a talent like Yair Rodriguez. Not to compare Patricio Pitbull, who's a bit older, to a young Aaron Pico, who's incredible. Amazing boxing, amazing wrestling, fierce competitor, always goes for the finish. But against a fighter like Lerone Murphy, who I feel like is a lot like Leon Edwards, when you watch him hit those pads, it is watching art in motion, right?
Yeah, all that fanfare that comes with Aaron Pico. Let's hope he pulls it off in the right way, and hopefully he gets a win or at least does really well in his debut.
Yeah, because if he beats Lerone Murphy, he will fight for the title next. Yeah. But I'm gonna go with Lerone Murphy.
Do you think it'll be a finish, or do you think it'll go through all 5 rounds?
If Aaron Pico wins the fight, I think he'll finish Lerone Murphy.
Yep.
I haven't seen his cardio a lot. Typically because he knocks people. I'm gonna go with Lerone Murphy.
Okay.
3rd round decision. Yourself?
Okay. I'll go with you because again, I'm not privy to this.
Hey, I know you want to go with Aaron Pico.
Yeah.
Just say it.
I always do. I always do support the debutant.
Yep.
In this case, is he the underdog? Technically, we don't necessarily.
I think
know,
on the betting odds, he's the favorite.
Yep.
But
you just never know.
Experience.
Yeah, that's the beauty of mixed martial arts. You just never know.
You never know, man. You never know. The only person that hit it big that time was Michael Chandler.
Yeah.
But Aaron Pico, we wish you the best, man. But I'm going to go with Lerone Murphy, and you're going to go with?
Aaron Pico. And now it's time to talk about the bout we've been waiting for so long. UFC 319 will be headlined by the main event of Dricus du Plessis, the current middleweight champion, versus the well-deserved challenger, Khamzat Chimaev.
Oh, my God. What a fight, man.
What a fight. Dricus du Plessis, representing South Africa, the current middleweight champion, has a record of 23 wins and 2 losses, who is actually coming off a win against Sean Strickland. He will be versing Khamzat Chimaev, representing Chechnya and the United Arab Emirates. He is a freestyle fighter who has a 14-win record. He last fought against Robert Whittaker and
destroyed Robert Whittaker, unfortunately. Honestly, this fight is so crazy. I don't even know what to say because I have so much to say, man.
So much to say, and you got the time to say it.
Holy, man.
And you have the resources to say it.
I know,
Speak your mind, sir.
Okay, so Who should we start with? Should we start with Hamzat?
Let's start off with Dreykus.
Dreykus?
Yeah. I mean, the reason why I wanted to start off with Dreykus is because, like, if you had seen the press conference,
Yeah.
Obviously the Chicago crowd was not on his side. They
Yeah.
were very passionate
Yeah.
about Khamzat Chimaev. They were booing him left, right, and center. He could barely get a word in at times.
Yeah.
But I don't think the good thing about it, I don't think that threw him off in any
No.
kind of way. He had that confidence
Yeah.
to continue speaking. I guess those are signs of a true champion.
Dreykus seems to thrive in those situations because
Absolutely.
against Sean Strickland.
Oh,
he
same
was-
thing, yeah.
I mean, look at the competition they fought. First of all, you have Dreykus, who's fought Whitaker, who's fought Strickland, who's fought Izzy,
And fought through adversity.
and fought through adversity. He beat the brakes off Brunson, right? And then you have Hamzat's competition, which is just
God.
as great because he fought Robert. He fought Kamaru Usman. The great Kamaru
Oh
Usman.
my God! Yes,
You know?
yes.
He fought him, and he fought Kevin Holland. Like, he fought Gilbert Burns. Like, his row of
His resume,
both of their resumes.
his CVs are just crazy. Both of theirs, absolutely.
And the thing is, it seems like when they face those guys, they seem to crush them in the way. I know people will say that Hamzat against Gilbert Burns, his cardio wasn't that hot.
Wasn't that when he was coming off of his illness?
Yeah, dude, he was coming off his illness. He was still novice to the game. That was like his third UFC fight against Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Dorino Burns. You know what I mean? And Gilbert was in his prime after fighting Kamaru Usman. And honestly, if they fix that gas tank, which we might not even be sure is a problem, because I know also in the Kamaru Usman fight, people were saying that Hamzat's cardio was depleting and all this stuff, and Kamaru was coming on. First of all, he's fighting Kamaru Usman, man.
A legend in the game.
A legend in the game, still an amazing fighter. A fighter who's, let's say Kamaru is not in his prime. Let's just say he's not in his prime.
Okay.
He still beats 99% of the game.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And Hamzat beat him. And he beat him apparently with a broken hand. He broke his hand in the first or second round. He took Usman's back. He took him down. He beat him up in that first round, which is impossible. I know Leon Edwards did the trip, took him down, but it was kind of unexpected. Kamaru knew that Hamzat's going to take him down. Kamaru's trained wrestling his whole life. He's an exceptional talent. And
Exceptional talent.
Exactly. Hamzat has that Khabib aura where you know what's going to happen. You just can't stop it. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Who do you think's going to win, man?
As we kind of spoke a little bit earlier, my brain is saying Dreykus Duplessis,
Okay.
but my heart is saying Khamzat Chimaev.
Tell me why. Tell me what your brain thinks and why.
I feel like Dreykus Duplessis, being a specialist in MMA, I guess has obviously the cardio, has the know-how, and obviously has been doing his homework on Khamzat Chimaev.
Yeah.
So I think he may have the upper hand in this fight. But then when you look at a beast like Khamzat Chimaev that's just going in there to smash, sometimes is this, again, no offense to the fighters, is this brains versus bronze, or is this like a well-calculated fight that both of these fighters are ready for?
Yep.
I would say it's they're definitely well calculated. Let's just hope it's not it's not a. I hope it's a good fight and not just a complete laydown.
Yeah, I hope so too, man. Dreykus.
Is that who you're leaning towards as the winner? Because I mean, it could definitely go either way. They're both exceptional talents, as we've mentioned many times already.
You know what, man? Like, I would say Drake. The problem is Hamzat has this one characteristic too that Dreykus has, and in my opinion, it's the number one characteristic that you should have in a fight. The number one thing that drives you to win. It's the will to win.
It's the will to win. It's absolutely the will to win, and they're both coming from very amazing backgrounds. You know, that just comes with it. It's like, do you fight forward? Do you think back? It's everything in this game.
Don't get me wrong. I've heard, that top 1% of athletes always have doubts.
Oh, yeah.
That's normal.
Oh, yeah.
But these guys, it seems like they have doubts until they step inside that octagon. And they're like, nope, I'm going to win.
Yep.
Dreykus, he had a decent, he had some moments in that Derek Brunson fight.
Yep.
But he has plot armor. He's like, no, I am destined to win. And he beat the brakes off Derek Brunson in the later rounds, and he beat Adesanya. He submitted Adesanya. He took him down. There's a video of like Drakus just falls, like he just trips and falls, and he still grabs Adesanya's feet and takes him down. There's a video of Drakus. Like Sean Strickland misses like a punch and Drakus just headbutts it for the butt. It doesn't make any sense, but at the same time, he's very calculated. He knows how to fight. He comes from a great team, training in South Africa. His coach is apparently very exceptional.
Very exceptional. So just give me your final thoughts. Who do you think is going to be taking this? I mean, we could, like I said, we could sit here all night and talk about this because we're so passionate about this fight. But your final thoughts, who do you think is taking this once and for all?
The worst part is like picking for these two.
It's very hard.
There's so much respect for both these fighters because they're incredible, man.
They are,
and
definitely.
Honestly,
I believe Drakus won the middleweight title in Canada, right? In Toronto?
Yeah, he beat Sean Strickland for the title in Canada.
Right.
That's great. Here's the thing. I'm going to say who I think is going to win, but I'm going to give it a 49% to 51%.
Sure.
I'm not going to say one's going to win. I want people to understand how close this fight is. If I could say 50.1 and 49.9, I would put those numbers.
Who do you got?
It's my bias. I watched Hamzat.
Same. Yeah.
That story.
We've watched his story quite longer.
Yeah.
And it was actually through you that I learned about Khamzat Chimaev. You taught me about his beginnings. You went really into depth about his story. Mm-hmm. And I could just feel the passion that you had for Khamzat Chimaev. And then me learning about him even more, watching his fights with you. Like, yes, I would hope Khamzat Chimaev comes off with the W.
How do you think he's going to win?
I would hope it would go to, a finish, whether it's in the third round, fourth round. If it gets to the fifth round, I feel like it's going to be a decision. But let's hope it's a finish. Mm-hmm. But like you said before, Drakus du Plessis, that is no picnic by any means. So it's going to be his toughest challenge, I would say.
Do you think Hamzat makes it to the fifth round?
That is TBD, to be determined.
Okay,
of course,
that, man. Okay, Khamzat Chimaev.
Khamzat Chimaev. In our next segment, we're going to be opening up these stacks that you've been waiting for. 3 Destined Rivals packs, as well as a Temporal Forces. And for our first reveal, we're going to be opening up and revealing what we found in the Destined Rivals booster pack with Cynthia and Garchov on the top. Sheldon, let's hit it, man. Got the basic energy to start off with. And a Diplin. Scrafty there. That's cool. Oh, a Hippodon. TM Machine. A Lapras.
Hey, man.
That's cool.
That's an original card, man. Original series.
I think that's Misty's Lapras there.
Is it actually?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Would you like more Lapras or Gyarados?
I think I was more of a Gyarados.
Yeah, I like Gyarados.
Gyarados fan. Ooh, Cynthia's Gabite. That's a good one. Primate. A Yanma. Is that a Team Rocket's Ching-a-Ling? That's cool. And the reveal, a Blaziken. Very cool. Blaziken is one of our favorites for sure.
Wow, that's a really nice card, man.
It's a very nice card.
I don't know if you guys see it. Wow.
Very cool. Starting off with pack 2. Got that basic energy there. Ooh. Got a Rosalia. That's really nice. Porygon. Heat Rotom. Impidimp.
I love the design of this.
Yeah, that one's cool. Team Rocket's Archer. Oh, an Ogerpon. That's nice. Wow. Shaman. Very nice. Ooh, another Ogerpon.
Wow.
That's nice. Ooh, a Pichu.
Pichu?
All right.
All right.
And nope, is this the reveal?
Articuno! Let's go.
Very cool. I like that.
That's a nice card, man. Look at that.
So that is Team Rocket's Articuno for those that are wondering there. Ain't that a beautiful card? Fortunately, this is our last pack reveal, mainly because of the fact is our last Destined Rivals pack we're about to open, we found out we actually got duped. And someone just put a bunch of these cards.
Shame on you, buddy. Shame on you.
In what looked to be a sealed pack, unfortunately. But nevertheless, it's all good. Things happen. You learn.
It's always
You
bumps
live
in
and
the
you learn.
adventure.
Yeah, exactly. So this one here is going to be our Temporal Forces booster pack. If you want to just move your finger there, Sheldon. It's a nice little art piece there. Perfect. So yeah, we'll go ahead and open this one up and see what we get. Sheldon, last pack luck. Let's see what we get. Okay. Tornatar. A Hoot Hoot. A Beldum.
I love this one.
A Heatmore. A Buddy Buddy Puffin. Sure. That's kind of cool. Oh, a Lycanroc.
Oh, nice.
A Delcatty.
Oh, nice.
A Reboot Pod. That looks really cool. Something worth looking into for sure.
Oh, Hydreigon.
Well, no, this is the
Pre-evolution?
the Paradox version of it in Scarlet and Violet. That's a very cool card. Speaking of paradoxes, we have an Iron Thorn there as well, which is Tyranitar's Paradox as well. And that's the reveal. Alrighty, well, those are our cards for today. We'll round them up and see what we get in the last segment.
It's still not a Hydreigon? It's still a Hydreigon, yeah.
Well, we had a pretty decent time trying to reveal our booster packs. We tried opening up 3 Destined Rivals packs. We got duped on one of them. We were able to open 2 and also open up a Temporal Forces pack. I'm not sure if we actually got any hits on hits, but we'll do a little bit more research.
Sometimes you gotta roll with the punches, man.
You do gotta roll with the punches.
I'm joking, we got knocked out.
It is what it is. But we also got to review UFC 319, which we're really looking forward to watch. And you can too on Saturday. We're going to be dropping a reactions video shortly after UFC 319. So please tune into that as well. And like we always say on the PRASODCAST podcast, if you care, please comment, like, and share. And if you win them, increase the algorithm.